Hello everybody, my name is George Borden, Solution Architect with Sharp NEC Display Solutions, and I'd like to thank you for joining me so that we can talk a little bit more about the CB series from Sharp NEC. The CB series display is a 4K display. It comes in three different sizes: 65-inch, 75-inch, and 86-inch. This is the 65-inch version that we're using right here. On top of the display is an IR touch frame, so it has built-in touch. We have navigation buttons over here on the left and the right, so you have this little slide arrow that can move up and down. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have indicator icons for network, wireless, or wired, and then I also have a USB stick plugged into the front of the device, so that's indicated here. When this unit boots up, it boots up to this screen that you see here with time and date, some application icons that I'm going to talk about in a minute, and it boots from a solid-state media player running Android 8.0. It's the only display in our arsenal that runs Android 8.0. It has 16 gigabytes of storage, and it's basically an ARM processor device like a cell phone. What you would do then at this point is that you would turn the device on, it would boot to this screen, and then you can go ahead and start using whatever method and application that you put together for it. What I'm going to do is take you through some of the different buttons and some of the features here today, and probably going to keep you about 20-25 minutes at the most. So the first thing we can talk about here is the navigation bar in the left and the right hand side. As I mentioned before, that arrow can be moved up and down, that way it's not in front of any information. There's also settings on the inside of the product that will allow that to be removed, so you don't have to have that visible at all times. When we tap on it, the first button that comes up is the back button. So anywhere that you're at in the CB series, if you want to go back a screen, just tap that first button. The home button will bring you back to the home screen regardless of where you're located. That even includes external inputs. So we have external inputs for computers. We have an internal slot for an OPS computer. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we continue down the demo. But if you lose your navigation, or if you want to go back to the home screen quickly, this button is what you do to get there. Now when you have an application open and you close, when you have an open application and you close it, those applications are kept minimized in the background with this third button below. So what you can do is you can either tap on the application to open it back up again, or if you want to get rid of it and close it, you can just swipe to the right or the left and it will get rid of that application. That way you can bring back more resources and processes from the built-in media player. The other feature that we have, the fourth button down, is a unique feature to this product. It allows you to do annotation over top of anything that you bring onto the screen. This can be brought anywhere on top of the screen. It can float anywhere that you want. And the first thing we have is a writing tool. You can change color when you tap on it. We have a highlighter tool next. The next one is erase. And the next button over there is a disk drive that represents save. So once you find your color that you want to write with, you can just go ahead and simply write on the board at this point. Excuse me, and then if you want to save that information, you just hit the disk drive and then it will save it as a PNG image file. And one good thing about the save function here is it will save all of your information in a directory labeled today's date. So you don't have to worry about where you've placed your file to waste a lot of time. It's all kept in today's date for ease and convenience. Now once you're done, then you just click on the X and then it brings you back to normal operating procedure at that point. So that's a great feature, the annotation, and I'll show you that a couple more times during the demo. We have a zoom feature, so you can zoom in and out, especially handy for long rooms, people sitting way in the back. We also have other things that we can do. So we can do spotlight. This is a little courtesy little tool where we can actually put a spotlight over top of whatever information. You can drag that spotlight all over the board. You can also do stopwatch and countdown clock. So we have a countdown clock here. One example could be, okay, if this is in an education environment, okay kids, you have 1 minute to take the quiz, and then you can bring that countdown clock up. You can also do a stopwatch. So we have a stopwatch built in. It has lapping features as well. And then lastly, for education environments, we have a software called Air Class. And what Air Class does is it turns your device into an interactive device with the CB series as long as it's on the same local area network. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of the QR code. I'm going to go to the network address, which is the address of my CB series, and it's going to recognize who I am. It's going to let me enter into the voting where I can interact with the display. So I can program A, B, C, D, E, F multiple choice questions, true, false, and I can even interact with the display. So it's a great way to poll questions to to the students or to the group. And once we get into the whiteboard, I'll show you a little bit, a little example of how that works. Last but not least, at the very bottom, we have input change buttons, so we can go to our option slot. We have our HDMI 1, 2, and 3. We have a VGA over here. You can do volume. You can do your brightness down there. Now let's look at the Mosaic Canvas whiteboard software. And forgive me, it's going to change white balance out here real quickly. There's nothing I can do about that. But when this starts up, to give you an understanding of what you're looking at, this is the whiteboard function. The naming of the whiteboard happens up here. The opening of the whiteboard, the saving, save file, save as is down here. We have this dialog box or circle that can float anywhere on top of the canvas. And this is your control palette. So basically when you tap on it, you can change the implement. So we have a writing tool here. You can change the color of the writing tool. You can even change the thickness. We also have a straight line tool. We also have an arrow tool. There's a highlighter built in. You can change colors. We got 4 different colors there for you to choose from. You can start highlighting easily. Let me erase this real quick so I can make some more room here. We can also do shapes. So we have squares. You can change the color of those squares. We can also do circles. You can change the thickness, of course, and the color. And then you can even invert. So if you wanted to have a solid color instead of a see-through, you can do that. You can change the colors on those. And you can just have a good old time doing that. So a lot of creative features there when it comes to shapes. Let's go ahead and erase this. We have a text tool, so let's go ahead and put in text. Floating keyboard pops up, so you can put that anywhere on top of the canvas. You can also do post-it notes. So if you want to bring in a post-it note, whoops, sorry, I missed it. Let me go back here again. Live TV, everybody. I don't know what happened. I must have hit a wrong button. Let's go back into this again. User error, folks, so I'm not going to stop and re-record it. I'm just going to go for this. Let's keep moving. Let's go back into the post-it note function again. There you go. And so you get the idea. So you can then, do things like this. You can go back into the writing implement, select your arrow tool. You can make associations to different things that you put up on the board. Erasing, you can do 3 different types of erase. I have single erase here, I have group erase over here, and I have erase all together over here. You can bring in pictures. Pictures can be brought in very easily. Just go to your internal storage mechanism, find what picture you want to bring in and bring it in. And then last but not least, you can save your information as a PNG image file, or you can download the entire PDF as a, you can download the entire board as a PDF file within this. The other thing that is really great about the whiteboard is that you can have more than one whiteboard opened in the same session. So you don't have to close the whiteboard, open up a new one. You get as many different slides that you need to use within this whiteboard software. And so basically that's Mosaic Canvas. Now let's go ahead and look at Mosaic Connect real quick. Mosaic Connect is a basic software that allows users to remotely share their device to the CB board. So what you do is you go to connectmosaic.com, you download the Connect Mosaic app, and in my case, let me go here and show you what's going on. I'm loading that up right now. I'm going to put my initials in here, and I'm going to put the 6-digit code. But first, let me do this. That's a good thing for you to see that. I had local connection only, so I need to have it so that it's seeing the outside world. And that's a good thing to say. So you can use this piece of software for local connections with AirPlay, or you can use the cloud service that's provided with this by using the 6-digit code. So let's go ahead and put that 6-digit code in here, 933-736. I'm going to hit connect. And now I'm connected to the board because my initials are over here. So what I would do if I was the person on the presenting side, I can present from my device, or the administrator can actually tap on my name and then invite me to present. Now what I can do then, I can just hit start screen, and then now I'm presenting my device. So you can see here, there it is in portrait mode, and if I wanted to go to landscape mode, if your device supports that, it'll show it in landscape mode too. Here's what you can do at this point. You can get your annotation tool out when somebody is presenting. Now you can annotate over top of what you bring in. And at this point you can save it as a PNG image file, just like the software lets you to do, and then you can distribute that accordingly. So it's real powerful. This is how easy it is to present your device remotely with Mosaic Connect. Now let me go ahead and stop presenting. A couple other things about the Mosaic Connect software is that you can have a shared items section. So if I wanted to upload a file, whether it be a video file, PowerPoint, I can upload it to the session, and then everybody else that's attached to the session can download it. And once the session expires and ends, that information evaporates. So it's not storage for long-term file storage. It's only per session that you can do that. But MosaicConnect.com, it's a very powerful piece of software. It comes included with the CB series. There's no additional costs for this. There's no licensing fees. You own this. You use it for the rest of the life of the ownership of the product. Over here, those are basically the two pieces of software that come as a courtesy with the solution. Over here in Files, this is just Files and Folders. Tap on that. Go to whatever directory you want. Go to your USB directory, your USB stick. You can transfer, obviously, from the USB to the internal storage and all those things that you would expect. Built-in web browser. We have also applications. So you can go to an APK download site to download Android applications to load into this product. So what I've done, I have Adobe Acrobat Reader. I've also downloaded, a different browser, a couple email clients to choose from. And basically, if there's any applications that you want to load on this, that's how it's done. Go to the APK download site, put your APK file on the thumbstick, and then put it into the device. Now let me see if I'm missing anything here. We have inputs, so there's different inputs to the product. I mentioned that briefly, but we have a built-in OPS computer slot. We also have different HDMI inputs. And just to give you a better look of how that, a better look of this, excuse me, let me open up the Adobe Acrobat Reader. All right, everybody, really sorry about the technical difficulty here. I've transitioned my software a couple times, and every time I do that, all of my data gets erased, and I didn't think about putting the PDF file back in. So the PDF file, I put my PDF file back in here again, and back on track. Let's talk about the additional peripherals that are on the lower right-hand side of the device. So if I get my annotation out here, I can just talk real quickly that there are 3 additional USB inputs for convenience. We also have HDMI 1 and HDMI 2, so you can have external computers plugged into this, and you can have USB attached to either HDMI 1 or HDMI 2, and that USB connection is what transfers the touch command from the CB series to the external device. So you can control your external device by using the touch on the CB unit, as long as you have your HDMI plugged in and the USB connection here going into the external device. There's also a HDMI 3, and as HDMI 1 and 2, you can do a touch on that. We also support VGA, so if you have a VGA implementation, you can be rest assured that that works just fine. You can bring audio into the device. We have digital audio out, RS-232 commands. Audio out, you can bring your audio out. There's two 12-watt speakers built into this device, so the sound is really rich and full. We have network input, and then lastly we got another USB port over there. This is really great. There's a wall mount that comes with the unit, so if there's a wall mount application that is necessary, that's one less thing you have to worry about. And then we also have stylus here. The stylus are passive. There's no battery, no charging, no connectivity to worry about. And if you lose the stylus, you can actually use, your fingers. It's not a problem. We support up to 5 points touch inherently within the CB series, and depending upon your software and your external computer, we can support up to 20 points touch. So ultimately, everybody, the CB series allows you a great foundation for a 4K display with touch, built-in features, add your own APK apps to make it truly unique. But if you want to take it to the next level, add a Windows 10 computer, add an OPS computer, a Logitech webcam or any webcam, a USB microphone. This thing can be augmented and made for exactly the opportunities that you're currently working on. I'm George Borden with Sharp NEC Display Corporation. If there are any questions that I can help you with, please feel free to get in touch with me. My direct email is gborden @sharpnecdisplays.com. That's sharpnec-displays.com. Or you can go to the corporate website and they can reach me directly. I can do other custom demos for you or for your live opportunities. If you need that, feel free to consider me a resource for you and your opportunities. And with that being said, thank you very much for your interest in our product, and we wish you a great day.